Nutcrackers is America's long-awaited answer to Nativity, and it definitely is not as good.
When they love you, that love doesn't go away. It stays with you.
Maybe this place is growing on you.
Ben Stiller in a Christmas movie where he has to come to a broken house that's also a broken home and look after his 4 nephews after his sister dies, and the 4 nephews are played by real-life brothers. I'm sorry, is Nutcracker spelled W-H-O-L-E-S-O-M-E? What in the name of middle-aged finance bro Nanny McPhee is going on here? I tell you, this film, it's just so unapologetically itself. It begins with him driving to go and start looking after them. His sister's already dead. The film goes, oh, you want the story framed? You want exposition? Fuck you. Doesn't need it. It knows, you know what you're getting going in. And I have not, in quite a long time, I feel like, been so unsurprised by what I got by a film. This was exactly what I expected it to be. In the opening 15 minutes, they're already driving his Ferrari around, trying to drive it up ramps and dumping him in the local lake. Like, you know exactly what it's gonna be. It's a simple idea. This guy comes in, starts looking after them, the house gets better and nicer, cleaner, etc. And it's just super wholesome no matter what you do with it. The fact that it's set at Christmas is the final turn in the screw to make it just guaranteed fun. You can't hate it. You know, it is the kind of film that you look at and you're like, it's going to be so Americanized, it's going to be so whatever. And I will say it's quite messy, as much as it is a very fun idea having 4 boys and they're all real-life brothers. When they are all, like, talking over each other or whatever in certain scenes, there is, like, oh, I don't even know what the hell's going on here vibe. And there are some scenes, especially in the first half of the film, that feel quite improvised, kind of like they've just been thrown in there. But they're quite fun, just individually. So I couldn't be too angry about it. But it is, I will describe it as a messy film, no doubt. I'm not even a big fan of Ben Stiller, but he plays this quite straight-laced and it comes off really well. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed him in it. When they convince him to kill the chicken on the farm, and then they tell him right as he kills it that it's called Elizabeth, and then later they say it's Delishabeth. That was really funny. And when he tries to teach them, because they were always homeschooled, when he tries to teach them sex ed, and one of them goes, oh, it's when they get on top and then they bump it. Like, it's just gentle, fun comedy, okay? There's nothing genius going on here. It's just simple and very fun and quite earnest, I guess. It feels quite Americanized, but it still just kind of works. Linda Cardinelli is there as well as the social services worker trying to find these kids a home, and then he begins to realize, you know, oh, maybe we shouldn't just give the kids to anybody, we should make sure it's someone good, and then he begins to realize, do I even want to give them away? It's just really simple, it's wholesome, it's wonderful. Honestly, Linda Cardinelli being there and happy to love you in exchange for taking these kids off her hands and so she doesn't have to deal with them, that's enough reason to stay, dude. And it is, as a film, it's something just happy, cheerful, nice. It's not particularly Christmassy, I will say that. Like, it's clearly set at Christmas, but it's another... Americans are getting way too comfortable with being like, yeah, it's too much effort to go somewhere where it's snowing to film. Let's just do it wherever. And then, if it's just sunny at Christmas, I know that it is in a lot of places, but... like, a bit just... come on, you know? Endearing, lovable, not that good. Like, you know, it's the perfect... yes. It feels... I mean, honestly, it's the kind of guaranteed wholesome and yet not incredible quality that the Hallmark Channel is built on. So you can't hate it, but also, is it that great? No, I enjoyed it. I think it's fun. It's not going to be one I rewatch, but I feel like it did everything well enough that I can't honestly say anything that negative about it. Nutcrackers is just the base, simple version of any film that's like this, you know? For better and for worse. I mean that in just every way. Exactly what I expected it to be. So I'm giving boobies plus privates equal babies 3 stars. It does kind of feel like they added almost every scene in the first half of the film after realizing there wasn't enough going on in the second half to make a whole movie, you know? Just kind of thrown in there, and yet it kind of works well enough that it gets away with it. Yeah. Subscribe for more astute analyses like that.